It's a Sunday evening. So we are very happy to invite and have with us today Brother Shri S.S. Naganand and my sister Mrs. Madhuri Naganand to come today directly from the airport after flight delay and a lot of challenges. And we really appreciate all the efforts you put in to come here. And of course, I'd like to thank Brother Bhaskar and Brother Sai Kishore for driving all the way from Long Island and making it happen. We thank you all for doing that. So we'll have a brief talk by Brother Naganand. And I just want to introduce a little bit about both of them. So first, let me introduce Sister Madhuri Naganand. So she's a trustee of Sri Satya Sai Ishwaramma Women's Welfare Trust. And Brother Naganand, as we all know, is a trustee of the Sri Satya Sai Central Trust, which is the apex body that runs the Prashanti Nilayam throughout the world. We know that. Professionally, Sri Naganandji is an eminent lawyer and a qualified chartered accountant, coming from a very distinguished academic background. He earned gold medals both in his law degree and chartered accountancy. Currently, he's senior partner with an international clientele. He also practices as a senior advocate at the Supreme Court of India. Between them, they make what I would call as a very divine power couple who have been dedicated to Swami for decades. And you can see their commitment today as well, coming in with all the physical challenges. So with that, I'd like Brother Naganand to please do come, and we'll be very honored for a brief talk. Sit down.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurudevo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. My most reverential, humble, affectionate, full of devotion pranams to Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. I have mixed feelings standing here today. When God wills, everything is possible. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat krupa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam. For a very ordinary person who comes from I would say, a family of devotion, family of devotees, because I am blessed to be born in a family where my grandfather, Shri Ganesh Rao, built a temple for our family deity about 30 kilometers away from Bangalore. And at the prime of his legal practice, he decided that some calling is higher for him, and that is to go back to his roots, his village, and recreate a temple for our family deity, which is Radha Rukmini and Chanakeshava Swami. It has a long history. The reason why I am referring to this is that when he built the temple, he was only 55 years of age. And many people who were his friends and who were his admirers told him one thing. And he said, many people think of building a home for themselves. And I've been expressing this on this trip to United States. Everywhere I go, I ask them, how long have you been in this country? And some people say, I've been here for 10 years, 30 years, 40 years, some 50 years. And I asked them, do you have a home of your own? They said, yes, most certainly we have a home of our own. That's the first thing we think of, especially Indians who come here. First thing that we want is a home, a roof over our head. So being devotees of Bhagavan, do we want a home for Swami? So the comment which most people made when my grandfather built the temple was that many people build homes for themselves, but very few think of building homes for God, and you are one of those few who did it. And I must tell you, by the time he built that temple, he had built his own family house in the year 1930. So after that, he had not built any house. He had 5 children. He hadn't built houses for any of them. He had bought plots, and that was in some problem. But that didn't stop him from building a magnificent temple, which we are all proud of. It's now the 67th year going on. Now, and all my travels, in every country, I ask the devotees the same thing. Don't you want a temple for Swami in your place where you live? And I often give the example of Bangalore and other cities in India. We have, of course, Prashanti Nilayam. We have Vrindavan, Bangalore. I'm talking of the abodes of Swami. We have Sundaram in Chennai, Shivam in Hyderabad, Dharmakshetra in Mumbai, and Anand Nilayam near Shimla. That was the last of the homes, the major homes that was built for Swami, and Swami graced that. And Satya Sai International Center, Delhi. All of these are places where Swami is in his resplendent splendor. See, Swami did not want a temple for himself. He told all of us that when you build a place, it should be called a Seva Kshetra. Swami never said, you put my idol and have a worship there. In fact, we are still in the dilemma of whether we should have a temples for Swami in Prashanti Nilayam or no. I am one of those strong votaries who's been advocating the idea, but Swami has to instill that thought in all of us that we need his divine abode there. Because, we like to worship our Ishtadevata, no? We like Ganapati is our Ishtadevata, so every day we have to go and do Matha take. We have to hold our ears and do some 5-6 baitak, and we have to do Ganapati Maha Mantra. If you have been fortunate to have been blessed with that. And we have to learn the Dhyana Shloka. Astindrananam Minduchudam Arunachayam, like that. So, none of these things are part and parcel of our psyche, how we do things. So for that, I'm very happy that this is a beautiful Seva Kshetra that has come here. And this has been blessed directly by Bhagavan. Brother Baradia was telling me on the way here as to how at every stage Swami played an important role. And on this occasion, I must share with you, after I landed, I originally was to come for the retreat, which is going to be held near Philadelphia. I had no other plans to go to any other place. Like last year, I just came straight to Raleigh, finished the retreat in 3 days and went back to India. This year, Swami had other plans. When I decided to come here, all the devotees from the West Coast pounced on me. He said, you're going to America, you must come first to the West Coast. So I decided to do that, went to San Francisco and had a great interaction, visited Sai centers. Then I went to San Diego from there. And after San Diego, they somehow persuaded me to go all the way back to Dallas and see another abode of Swami which is taking shape there called Prashanti Dham. Now, what is it that we anticipate in Swami's home? What we anticipate is Swami's divine presence, Swami's inspiration, a place where all of us can come together, a place where we meet and greet each other, a place where we follow Swami's tenets. We have to have a center where our young children, the Bal Vikas program takes place, Satya Sai education takes place. There's so much to learn from Swami's life and teachings. How do we learn them? Now, in the good old days in the Gurukulam, a boy would go at the age of, say, 8 or 9 years after the Upanayanam and stay there till the age that he's ready to get married after getting all his jnana there and learning everything. But today life is different. We are busy in our own worlds. Children have their own agenda. They have their own compulsions. They have to learn something else. They have to be in the secular world. But it is important for us to channelize them, because only if children start thinking on these lines in their younger age, that will stay with them throughout their life. It is something like Vidya is something which is the one, in fact, the definition of Vidya Swami gives is Vidya sa vimuchyate. Vidya is the one which gives you liberation, which gives you ultimate destination. And as human beings, we all have to reach a destination. And to reach that destination, we have to take a particular path. And that path is what Bhagavan is showing us. So I'm very happy to be here, to see the beautiful place, to see how nicely it is organized, to see how in a secular manner everything is organized here. I see Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema and Ahimsa all around us. These are concepts which are eternal human values. In fact, the famous book of Swami Ranganathananda says, Eternal Values for a Changing Society is the name of his book. I mean, those of you who haven't had occasion to see it must read the book. It's what a fantastic account of how the Sanatana Dharma gave eternal values for every society. In fact, on this trip, I was sitting next to a couple with the two young children, and we were talking about their trip to the place that we were discussing. And then I asked the young boy, did you thank your mother for what she's given? And the conversation went on. It went all the way to Ramayana and the story of Bharata and Hanuman. And, they were so interested in it. The boy's eyes were sparkling. I mean, he's a white boy. I don't think he'd ever heard of Rama or Lakshmana. But these stories which I was able to tell them till we were waiting for boarding made a world of difference. Because then he came and said, thank you for sharing all these stories. It was very interesting. So what I'm saying is, this is how life has to be. And this is a center which is important. So I hope and pray to Bhagavan that the center which is planned in Dallas, it is going to be called Prashanti Dham. It is going to be a replica of Prashanti Nilayam, the Mandir, the Sai Kulwant Hall, the renovated Purnachandra Hall, classrooms for SSC, and all the other paraphernalia, a dining room, kitchen, and ample parking space and place for people to even stay overnight, like a hostel and things like that. So all this is being planned. Why? Because the devotees here feel that we need to provide a place where all of us will come together. And as Swami used to say, Kalasi Melasi Perugudam. We all have to mingle, mix and grow. That is going to happen if you have a place. Now, if you don't have a place like this, you will have to go find a school and go on a day which is convenient for them, go for the hours that is convenient for them, quickly set up an altar, and as quickly as setting it up, you have to remove everything and leave it back in the same place and pay for it also. Now, this is something in Bangalore, we have 5 centers. In every major city, we have 5 centers, several centers. And in the most backward rural areas of Karnataka, you have Sai centers, where people don't have proper water supply. They can hardly have a few roads and a few schools. There are Swami centers are there. What do? They enable people to come together. So I'm very glad to be here. And honestly, I was not very clear about what this Sarvadharma Center is doing and how it looks. So I sincerely and profusely thank Bhagavan for giving me this opportunity of being here and making this trip to this place. And I congratulate all the people who have had anything to do with this center in building it, looking after it, maintaining it, and making it a vibrant center. I think we must continue this in right earnest and involve the community around us, because many times people who are not aware, they have some doubts about what is this organization. Is it a cult? Are they going to change my religion? Are they going to do something which is not conducive to my thought process? Is the doubts that people get. So I think we need to dispel those fears and tell them Swami has come here to teach us that we have to love all and serve all. That is the motto. We have to help and hurt never. Help always, help ever, hurt never. These are the simple things that Swami has taught us. And this is the message which is most relevant today in the human interactions that we have, which is very much necessary in a world where prosperity is in abundance. And I go around, I drive around, I see homes of 1 acre, 2 acres, 3 acres, huge homes. And my hosts in many places were telling me, see, this house has got about 20 rooms. There's one old lady living in that house. No one else is living there. Like this, there are people, there is money. So we need to channelize that and ensure that this is given to society and that society gets what Swami has come to teach. I'll conclude by saying, there was a big discussion as to whether we must put all of Swami's discourses for free download onto the website that was being built. There was a lot of discussion. Many of them said, no, we must have a copyright. We should not put everything in it. We should collect some money. So I was against it. So I had a lot of debates and discussions. And finally I said, no, I'm going to take instructions from Bhagavan only. So I went and mentioned to Bhagavan that, this is what your other trustees are saying. But Swami, I believe that should not be so. It is important for every word that you uttered to be available in public domain for anybody to take. It should be free. It's like an open source Wikipedia. You can take anything from it. But I said, only make it clear that you can't use it for commercial purposes. And you should give credit. If you use Swami's words, you must say, these are the words of Bhagavan. That's all that we need, nothing more. We don't need royalty or we don't need anything else. And that must be done. Swami gave a nice smile and said, yes, Bangaru, that's how it should be. And I said, Swami, you've been speaking incessantly for so many years. You've been writing. Why is that? It is for everybody, isn't it? I mean, we are, what shall I say, poor students. If you tell you once, they don't understand. Twice also, Swami says, 3 times also, but he keeps on repeating. So that is what is needed. And this is a wonderful place to be in. I heartily congratulate everybody who's had anything to do with it and pray to Bhagavan to continue to bless it and let this center be a vibrant center, and from where you're going to get connected in Dallas to Prashanti Dham. And this is one line that is going to go from here down to the south, and there'll be a triangle connecting it somewhere to the west coast. And thereafter, the triangle get connected here also. So I think that should be our aim, so that we have, as in India they call it the golden triangle of Bhagavan. I wish and hope that this Bhagavan will enable us to do this. That is only possible, as Swami used to say, Yatna, in his famous song, Swami says this, Yatna prayatnamu manava dharmamu jayapajayamu daivadhinamu. That means effort is your responsibility. You have to put the effort. And what does God do? Whether you get success, you don't get success, you get disappointment, it is His responsibility. You don't worry about it. But your effort, you have to put. And I heartily congratulate everybody who's had anything to do with this. And I wish all the very best. And keep the flag flying high. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Sairam. Wow. Today we stand on May 18th. It's a very special and eventful day. Thank you, Shri Naganand Garu, Madhuri, for your coming and spending time with us in spite of your busy schedule. 2025 is a very important year as we celebrate Swami's 100th birthday. In March, we did celebrate our 10th anniversary. And today we are very fortunate to have your presence. And all three are culminating into a very good feeling. And definitely, yes, it's a very inspirational talk. Thank you for your visit. And with this, I'll ask Dr. Rao to felicitate Naganand Garu and Madhuriji. And then we will have a tour, and then we'll have Brahmampun, and then there will be Aarti, and then we'll have dinner. Thank you.
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय, शिरडी बाबा की जय, साई माता की जय। परमं
Sairam. So now we'll have a brief tour of the center for Shri Naganand ji and Madhuri's sister ji, and then we will assemble downstairs for the prasadam. Okay, Sairam. Huh? Yeah, we want to take a group picture also, Sairam, before. That's a tradition we have here.